Mullet Cop, Issue 1 by Tom Lintern. It's the year 2099 and residents of America spend all their time in mega malls. Every conceivable luxury is available to shoppers, but parts of the mall have fallen into the hands of criminal gangs like the Pink Dolls. Mall cop Larry takes a bullet in the face when trying to stop a Pink Doll robbery. He undergoes surgery, comes back with a mullet and goes undercover as an all-you-can-eat buffet manager on a quest to free the mega mall from the Pink Dolls. This is a tale of a man, his mullet and a couple of guns. Rating 8.5 out of 10. The Devil's Red Bride, Issue 1 by Sebastian Gerner and John Bivens. In feudal Japan, the Kamimura clan's lust for conquest knows no bounds. Standing in their way, the Arigami clan rally behind their red samurai to hold off the Kamimura's attack, only for the Arigami clan to later be massacred. 3 years after, a drunk Ronin is killed by a mysterious wanderer for assaulting his servant. The Ronin and his servant were to guide a group of Arigami loyalists over the mountain to assassinate the head of the Kamimura clan. That task now falls to the stranger, who may have links to the Kamimura clan and their own desire for vengeance. Rating 8 out of 10. If you like the channel and you can review a comic in 100 words and want me to deliver it, please send them in. Backtrack, Issue 1 by Brian Jones and Jake Elphick. Quellex. You should never trust a man with a truly weird surname. And neither should Levy, an ex-wheelman now spending her time drinking her blues away. But Quellex offers her the chance to turn back time, provided she takes part in a race, which just happens to be through time. It's kind of like the Cannonball Run meets Jurassic Park, which is no bad thing. The art by Jake Elphick is really good, especially the T-Rex chasing the cars, and Brian Jones keeps the pace of the script as fast as the cars. Jump on board for lap 2. Rating 8.5 out of 10. Nemesis Reloaded, Issue 1 by Mark Millar and Jorge Jimenez. In his editorial piece, Mark Millar writes about how surprised he was by the success of the original Nemesis miniseries. After decades of superheroes triumphing over the bad guys, Millar clearly knew that everybody actually loves a villain to win, sometimes. And so we get Nemesis Reloaded. More villainous badassery from the titular anti-hero, this time wreaking havoc and mayhem in LA. Jorge Jimenez's art is spectacular, detailed where it needs to be and kinetic in the action sequences. Millar's story is great. My only gripe is one of the characters says that Inglourious Bastards is better than Kelly's Heroes. Sacrilege. Rating 9.5 out of 10. Newburn Issue 1 by Chip Zdarsky and Jacob Phillips. Former cop Easton Newburn now works as a private investigator cum fixer for the mafia. Newburn is called in to investigate the murder of a member of the Albano crime family who had stolen 10 kilos of their cocaine. As his investigation unfolds, Newburn treads a fine line of keeping his mafia bosses at bay whilst he exerts his influence to track down the person seen fleeing from the scene of the crime. Except the prime suspect hasn't killed Carmine Albano, then there are more intriguing dynamics at play. If you love criminal, you'll be sure to love Newburn. Rating 9 out of 10. Gun Fu Issue 1 by Howard M. Shum and Joey Mason. It's 1936 and tough cop Cheng Bo-seng uses his guns and kung fu to foil a robbery. His actions bring him to the attention of Her Majesty the Queen, who needs someone to infiltrate Nazi Germany and scupper their robot weapon program. Breaking into their weapons factory, Cheng discovers the Nazis have a fully operational giant robot soldier, the Uberbot, and it's going to make mincemeat out of Cheng unless he channels his inner gun fu. Mason's cartoony art is great, and Shum injects some real humour into the story. The Queen was hilarious. Definitely worth a look. Rating, 8.5 out of 10. Hellboy and the BPRD, Night of the Cyclops, Issue 1, by Mike Mignola and Olivier Vatine. Thessaly, Greece, 1962, and Hellboy has just defeated the local Minotaur. Deciding to stay on the island for a while, he follows a mountain goat to the bottom of a waterfall. There he meets Alita, once the most beautiful girl in the world, but cursed to spend eternity as a half-goat creature by the jealous god Aphrodite. And guess who's on hand to help break the curse? Yep, Hellboy. What elevates this from being a run-of-the-mill Hellboy story is Vatine's beautiful art. If Dark Horse needs someone to draw Hellboy in future, he's definitely their man. Rating, 8 out of 10. Local Man, Issue 1, by Tim Seeley and Tony Fleeks. After being kicked out of superhero team 3rd Gen, Crossjack, Jack Zaver, returns home to Farmington. But there's no hero's welcome for Crossjack, certainly not from his disappointed parents, and less so from the locals in the bar. Trying to enjoy a quiet drink, an old adversary called Hodag comes looking for a fight. Kicked out for brawling, Jack bumps into Old Flame Inga before being served a cease and desist warrant against using superpowers by his old team. If things look bleak for Jack, they're bleaker for Hodag, who's mysteriously killed, setting it up perfectly for Issue 2. Rating, 9 out of 10. I run the Unreality store. We've got thousands of comics, vintage role-playing games, graphic novels, magazines, books, you name it, all online. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Check it out. Please like, subscribe and follow. It really helps the channel out. We love back issue comics.